Welcome to Rossburg, Ohio and Sim TV. I'm Kyle Heyer here with Finney and DeCuna. Welcome to 3WideRacing League, and tonight we're here at Eldora. We just gotta get our banners updated here. Take a minute. Alright, Finney, we got 2 heat races coming up in just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna have a 100-lap feature, which we're pretty excited about. So it's gonna be a 100-lap feature here, and 2 50-lap heats, each with 20 trucks, and the top 12 are going to advance. So we're really looking forward to getting that underway. And let's get our ticker up here. So these are the practice speeds so far. And Finian, the way that they're doing the heats are a little bit unconventional this evening. We have, they're just going to do these in practice sessions, so a little bit tricky from a timing and scoring perspective. So we're not really looking forward to that. It's going to be a little bit tricky to follow the action the best we can, but you can see everyone's getting pretty much tuned in and ready to go for that first heat. So the timing and scoring will be going away shortly, and we're just going to be watching and following along the best we can. So again, we have 2 heats, each 50 laps apiece, with 20 trucks in each one, and then the top 12 will transfer to the 24 truck feature. It's 100 laps, and we'll be up in just a little while. So let's head down to the racetrack and get a look at everybody getting set up for heat number 1. It's going to be a few minutes. Also, new camera tonight, the sheep's foot cam. Got to get that garden equipment on display this evening, Finian. That's one of the machines that helps get the track prepared for the dirt racing here. And dirt's a pretty unique thing to truck racing here. Tell me a little bit about what it takes to drive a truck around this place.
Pretty much you gotta turn right to go left. That's a famous quote from the Cars movie, and it really holds true. You really gotta lug these things into the corner to be able to get them to rotate. If you just go about normally like you're on a regular asphalt oval, the car is just not gonna turn. You gotta slide at an angle to get the most speed.
All right, and our weather information tonight in Rossburg, Ohio, 68 degrees Fahrenheit here. Track temp also 68 degrees. Overcast skies here this evening, and a northwest wind at 11 miles an hour. So a beautiful evening here in Rossburg, Ohio, for the site of 3WideRacing League's 6th race of the season here in Eldora. All right, so our timing is going to go away, and that's the last time you're going to see it until the feature this evening. So we have, I believe, 40 trucks entered in this one tonight, Finian, and only 24 of them are going to get to race. So heat racing here, you don't do it on the asphalt side of things, but heading into some dirt racing, heat racing is a unique way to qualify the trucks, and they're going to send home almost half the field tonight. Yeah,
there's honestly nothing worse for a driver than being told, wanting to race, you don't finish as well in the race, and you get told, sorry, you got to go home. So really, it's going to be the best guys in the field are going to make the grid tonight. We're going to get a hell of a race. So we're going to see who's got what it takes.
All right, so the first heat will get rolling here shortly in just about 2 minutes. So in the meantime, we're going to head back to some other cameras just around the racetrack. You can see beautiful Eldora Speedway here in Rossburg, Ohio, owned by Tony Stewart, and host to many great series here, such as Worlds of Outlaws and a lot of sprint car racing and all sorts of other good stuff, modifieds. But tonight we're taking some big, heavy trucks around here, Finney. And did you drive a truck differently around here than you do a sprint car?
Yeah, from the little bit of racing that I've done on the dirt side of things, you definitely do. And in a sprint car, they seem to have a lot more horsepower, and I think it's also because they weigh less that you're able to just pretty much keep the pedal to the ground and then just drift around the entire corner. But the trucks, I guess because they're a lot heavier, it's a lot harder to do that because if you keep your foot forward, the back end isn't going to come around you. You're going to see a lot of these guys just manhandling these things, going left, right, trying to keep the car in a gentle slide to get through the corner. So it really takes a lot of talent to drive these things.
All right, so looks like we're going to have about 43 minutes remaining in this session, but that's all. Again, we're doing the heat racing not via iRacing's method and not via separate sessions. We're doing it all here in practice. All the timing and scoring is done manually. So on our end, we're not really going to be able to see a whole lot. We can't really provide a whole lot of information to the viewers. But if you're watching here on YouTube, you can get the start of and the finish of all the heat races in the comments, as well as the start of the feature race. You look for that after we finish broadcasting tonight. Other news, the Nathan Young Designs series. Again, the links to all the sponsors are in the description, as well as the series point standings. I want to thank Nathan Young Designs for coming on board and sponsoring this series and this broadcast. I also want to extend a special thank you to Sparko for sponsoring us personally, so we want to give them a big shout out. So shortly we're going to get Heat 1 on the racetrack, and when we do, Finian, what are you expecting to see? Aggression in 50 laps? Or are you going to kind of just try to play it safe to get into the feature?
Well, I think for the guys who are in the top, for the guys who are in the top 12 and are already in the qualifying positions, they're probably not going to be as aggressive. They might just show a little bit of aggression trying to get as far as you can to the front, because obviously the higher you are in the starting grid, the better chance you have of winning the race. But definitely for guys who are outside of the top 12 and need to get into the show, they're definitely going to have to try to be aggressive and move some people out of the way. Otherwise, you're going to be going home early tonight.
And you definitely do not want to go home early. And as we said, there's going to be a significant number of drivers that are going to go home early. But all those drivers going home will receive 25th place provisional points. So it's not going to be a total loss if you don't make the field tonight. It just won't be a great points night. Again, I believe Cameron Rich is the one adminning the session tonight. I could be wrong about that, so hopefully we get that sorted out here shortly. Should be manual pace car. It looks like you got the Cameron Rich vehicle on the racetrack, and that looks like that'll be our pace vehicle for this evening. He's going to roll down the front straightaway into a very crammed pit road here tonight. So as he rolls to the front of the field, we're going to get everybody sorted out. Here he's going to go around and do a couple laps. In the meantime, Finian, 2 heats again, but the 100-lap feature, not really a short race by dirt standards, but not really a super long race by, especially what we saw last week at Bathurst, a long race, which Cameron Rich ended up winning. So this week going to be doing the pace car duties in that blue Toyota Tundra. So I expect to see the field gridding here shortly, and it should be about 20 trucks, maybe a couple more, and we'll see them line up behind that pace truck. Go for a couple laps, and we'll get them started.
And also, we should point out that the way these 2 heats were decided as far as starting order is the odd and even numbers in point standing. So I believe race heat number 1 is the odd numbers, and heat 2 is the even numbers.
All right, and we got a couple new graphics this week, as you're going to see when we go green here shortly. We're pretty excited about that. In the feature, you'll be able to see it all in its full glory. We got animated flags this evening, new interview graphics. We have that new weather graphic that I pulled up just a few minutes ago. And also, Finian, if you want to pull up, we have a heat information thing here, but that's not really going to be used a whole lot tonight, just to allow everyone on the YouTube broadcast later to see where they are. So you see Heat 1 right now, the bottom left-hand corner. We're getting started here shortly. And, again, the new flags thing. I've been working in ATVO for weeks now trying to get this broadcast package figured out. We want to hear all your suggestions and comments on that in the comments if you can, or let us know on TeamSpeak or Discord if you can. We want to hear all the feedback about what we can do better. This is a continuous improvement, and this is the first time we've actually used this new ticker with the 3WideRacing League. So hopefully they're happy with that. I think they will be once the feature rolls around. We're getting everybody gridded up. You can see Eldora Speedway below, lit up like a Christmas tree here in Ohio. It is dark out here in Binghamton, New York, where we are based this evening, and dark out in Ohio. And we'll go truck racing under the lights, and you see that field just stacking up on the back straightaway. And shortly we expect to be rolling off. All right, Finian. Now, if you're racing here, now obviously you're going to be able to get a fresh car heading into the feature. But from my perspective, I don't really want to lean a whole lot of fenders in the heat races necessarily, because if you both make it into the feature, you're going to get leaned back on.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you weren't going to say it, I was going to too. You don't want to make too many enemies tonight, because as you're saying, they will definitely give you the fender back if they can. And we did also, don't think we did mention that this is a Dash for Cash race. And the winner tonight will get $10.
$10 on the line, baby. That's enough to make me knock anybody in the wall.
I was going to say, from usually not receiving any purse for the races, usually. So this is there is money on the line tonight. Not a lot, but, everyone wants that money.
Hey, $10 is almost enough to buy yourself a new car in iRacing. And And Belle Isle's coming out soon, so any of the road people got to get that $10 in the bank account and get ready to use it. Got all sorts of new features coming up in the June build, so you can check iRacing's forums for that. All right, got a couple more stragglers jumping onto the tail of the field here. Going to be a couple pace laps. We'll set them loose for green. All manual flags this evening, so we might be a little bit late to the yellows and that kind of thing. And our timing screen is not in the order we'd like it to be, based on practice speeds and not relative running position. So bear with us on that. But again, the feature race will have everything sorted out and will be just like a normal SimTV broadcast. So tune in a little bit later for that. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll have that in the comments later, so you can jump straight to it. Almost got 20 trucks out there. See the 94 of Michael Whitley alongside the 6 of Eric Mickey. And Eric had a cup race earlier and just managed to make it in this evening, so good to see Eric. Had a very good performance a couple weeks ago at Bathurst and is back this evening at Eldora.
Yeah, I gotta say, props for him doing a cup race and coming into here, because this is honestly really tiring.
Yeah, definitely. And the 64 of Chad Brown there in row 2. And we're going to see pace truck slowly creeping. I think he wants to go. Letting the clutch out slowly but surely. And we're going to be off and rolling. So the 6 of Eric Mickey will be on pole for this one. And you can see again, alongside him, the 94. And behind Eric Mickey, can't really tell who that is there. I don't think camera there it is, the 1 truck. The 1 truck is Todd Smith in here this evening. Going to be rolling off in row 2 alongside the 64 of Michael Whitley. Or, excuse me, Chad Brown. Whitley is in the 94. And then the 26 alongside the 88. The 26 is Chuck Sweeting, and the 88 is going to be Rusty Webb. And Pace Truck's going to roll around, and we should expect to see the green here shortly. I'm not sure if it'll be this lap or next lap. And that blue Toyota Tundra going to be pulling off. So Heat 1, 50 laps here at Eldora, and the green flag is in the air at Eldora. Eric Mickey's going to get a pretty good jump, but the 94 still side by side there for second. That's that 1 truck of Todd Smith. And whoa, the 94 is up on the cushion, up against the wall. Again, the cushion is a new improvement here in iRacing, and it will be building up this evening. See Smith really trying to drive down to the inside here, Finian, and looks like the track's already kind of worn out from practice.
Yeah, I'm amazed at the amount of the cushion that's built up on the wall. These guys are almost getting thrown on 2 wheels because of the cushion, and it seems to be working for the 94. He's holding up there, and the 1's kind of struggling to trying to get past. He can't get the runs out of the corner of the 94 can. So
Eric Mickey has just checked out, but behind them, they got the 1 in the 94 battling, and then it looks like the 00. Is that even a vehicle out? I'm checking. Hard to read the numbers when they're driving away. There's a 03 of Wade Lear. The 88, again, of Rusty Webb battling here for a spot.
And you can see everyone just scrambling around. Guys looking for different lines. 03's on the bottom there.
The 88 got tagged. He's going to go around, but he's going to save it. Almost he does. An incredible save by Rusty Webb. But, we got cars tangling still. It's the 48 of Nathan Velez. And who else was that he tangled with there? On the outside. The 20 truck, possibly?
No, I believe it's the green truck up ahead. I believe it was 69.
There's the 64 of Chad Brown still battling there. Diet Barks. Was it Diet Barks or just Barks? Just Barks. Again, one of my favorite root beer brands. Gotta love that. And to the inside, the 26 machine of Chuck Sweeting making a move here. And, we got one sideways again. It's a red truck. Michael Whitley in the 94 round in contact with the 33. And a bunch of trucks all tangled up here.
Still no caution.
And no caution as of yet. We expect to see some of those if the track gets a little bit blocked up, but so far so good.
Oh, and yes, we do.
And the caution is out. And the pace truck, driven by Cameron Rich, is going to pull out and pick up the leader. So caution for all sorts of trucks all over the place. It started with Whitley going around there and collecting the 23 was one of the vehicles. Was that the 23? I thought it was the 23. Maybe it was just... can't really tell. That's the one thing about doing the practice heats is you can't really see what's going on the timing screen. So, unfortunately, that's going to be not so great. But I believe it's at the... Okay, so Eric Mickey still holding the lead. Is at the 83 in second place. Johnny Thomas... Haven't said much about him this evening so far, but he is running in P2 right now. Then Chad Brown in the 64 and the 1 of Todd Smith. Your top 4. Still a big field of trucks out there. Looks like everybody's still out of the racetrack for the most part. And you're not really going fast enough to really hit anything too hard, are you, Finian?
No, you're not. Not really going... Yeah, but the problem really lies when you're trying to not hit other competitors. And with all these guys sliding around, if you don't catch the car in the right way, you're gonna be... you're gonna the car is gonna oversteer, and the back end's just gonna come out, and you're just gonna slide down the track into someone else. So, but for the most part, you guys have been doing a pretty good job of staying off each other.
Especially up front, and I think Eric Mickey has showed so far that he has got the quickest truck out there. And kind of drove away from the other leaders, and the field is all set back up again. We probably will be going green this time. I will wait for that blue pace truck to pull off. And looks like he is going to, so we're going to be coming back to green here. And Eric Mickey's going to lane choice up on the high side there, and green flag is back in the air, and Eric Mickey's going to launch off that high side and head down towards turn 1. Behind the 83 truck is going to be chasing and trying to chase him down, but here comes to the inside. Who is that? That's the... Oh, man. The 88 truck of Rusty Webb has moved his way up, and it's going to go right by the 83 of Johnny Thomas. But Thomas is going to roll that high lane and drive right back around him again, and here comes Todd Smith in the 1. Whoa, the 58 is 58? 59? 56. All the fonts look the same. The 56 is going to slide to the inside, trying to make a slide job of the 88, but can't quite get it done. Whoa, we got contact. Oh, we got the 88's in the wall hard. And that's big crash there. The 88 in the wall, heavy damage to the nose of that truck. And I'd expect to see the yellow, but no movement from the pace truck yet, so we'll keep rolling. There's a 03 battling with the 56. That's Wade Lear in the 03. Facing down the 56 machine. Riding on board with Wade.
Yes, and this is a battle for 3rd place. This 56 trucks, I believe, started like close in the midfield or back, but Tate has really done a great job moving up to 3rd place.
Yeah, it's Tate Lytle in the 56. That green machine there. Riding on board, looking out the rear spoiler of that machine back at the 03 of Wade Lear. And we got contact behind him. It looks like everybody's going to keep it rolling for now.
But up at the front, it seems that the 83 is catching up to the 6 of Eric Mickey.
Yeah, this is going to be a battle for the lead here. Eric Mickey trying to hold off the 83. Johnny Thomas closing that gap just a little bit. And Mickey trying to hold on to the rear bumper of the 6 of Eric Mickey, and sort of joking before the broadcast here, turn right to go left. And Eric Mickey is hanging out his tongue and the rear bumper of that 6 car. Johnny Thomas slided on exit and can't quite get the drive off that he needs. See the track already really worn in. Very dried out where these trucks have been running, kind of in that middle to high groove. And really becomes a search for grip here as Johnny Thomas tries to track down Eric Mickey.
Yeah, he did have it seems he lost a bit of ground to Eric Mickey. He's going to have to try to work that and catch that timing loss back up.
He loses the ground he had on Eric Mickey, but meanwhile there's the 97 of Zach Trevino, and he is got a little bit of damage on the left front of that truck, but still rolling and making it work. There's Michael Whitley in a battle here. A couple other trucks. This is 64 is one of them. And the 48 is the other. The 48 is Nathan Velez. The Rebel Racing Ford.
Yeah, you can see all these guys just trying different lines as any way they can to pass someone, because passing someone here is a hell of a lot different than it is on the oval side, on just an asphalt oval side of things. You can pass on nearly every line, but it's a matter of getting the move done that's the hardest part.
I'm not totally convinced that all these lines are chosen on purpose. I've driven the truck around here, Finian, and it is a slidey boy around this racetrack. And sometimes you just kind of got to point and shoot and hope that it goes where you want it to go. To see Michael Whitley chasing down Velez. And that's the 26 truck behind him. And that is Chuck Sweeting in the Liberty Chevrolet. See, a lot of damage to the 48 truck. I believe it was involved in one of the earlier incidents, and he's trying to limp that thing home. These trucks are, actually all these trucks have damage, but they're pretty built to the task, and you can bump and bang quite a bit before they actually get hurt physically. And I think one of the big things here, no arrow to worry about. You can knock your fenders off. You can see, Kyle Larson rides the wall here in the July Eldora special, and these guys have been doing much of the same tonight without much impact on their performance. As you see Eric Mickey battling now again. That 83 truck is just closing in once more. And the 83 is actually has company on his rear bumper right now.
I believe the 88 is a lap down. I did see him towards the back of the pack, and it seems like he's getting kind of off the pace, so I believe he's a lap down.
Understood.
But yeah, as you were saying about damage, pretty much as long as you don't damage the motor, you can just destroy these cars, and you'd still be doing pretty much fine.
There's Nathan Velez working that damaged truck, trying to latch back onto the tail of the 94. The 94 again, Michael Whitley. And you see Whitley hanging it all out through the corners here. Really drifting, and that's one of the things, these trucks drive a lot differently than traditional dirt vehicles, such as the 305, 360, and 410 Sprints. You can drive those pretty straight, especially with their winged counterparts. The unwinged ones, wingless, drive a little bit more sideways. But the trucks here, even with dirt tires, don't really drive very well. They're very slippery and slidey, and don't really have a lot of the grip that traditional dirt cars have. See Chad Brown in the 64 get a little sideways here. So a little bit trickier to drive than a lot of other dirt cars, but having fenders on really helps because you can lean on each other quite a bit.
There you have the 83s cashing up to the 6 again. He seems to have found his second win. He's putting pressure on Eric Mickey, but we'll see if Mickey can hold him off.
So it looks Johnny Thomas is going to look to the outside, but Mickey's going to slide up in front of him and shut the door. Mickey kind of bouncing off the cushion on the straightaways here. Again, I didn't really think it would build up as much as it did, but it's already pretty high. And almost like a little bit of extra banking there. So you get your right side tires up on that, it can give you a pretty good launch off the corner. You see Mickey diving down towards the center, got some lap trucks up ahead to deal with.
Yeah, as you're talking about dirt is, we keep saying that dirt is different than oval, and it really is that these guys are also trying to find as much grip as they can by trying different lines because as you can see, the main line that's in the middle of the track right now, that darkened groove, there's not as much grip in there as the dirt's really worn out. As you can see, 83 making a pass on the bottom side, and I don't know if Eric can really keep up with him on the outside, but see, he'll get that run out of the corner.
Mickey slides on the exit of the corner, but is going to have to give that spot up to the 83, and he's going to drift up in front of the 20 machine, and the 20 is being driven by Andrew Rucker. But Mickey's going to lose that lead spot. But he gave it all he had there, put the throttle down to the floor and tried to drift it out, but ended up giving that spot away to the 83.
Yeah, and as I was talking about the different lines that these guys are using, Mickey was usually running around a little higher than he is now. He seems like he's going to the bottom where that fresh dirt is, and he's trying to get that position back from the 83.
You see Mickey sliding back down to the inside. He's actually gaining ground back on the 83 of Johnny Thomas and closing that back in. This will be a battle for the front row position once we do Heat 2 as well. So this is an important battle on the racetrack. And Mickey's going to try to drive the bottom and look for some dirt down there that he can grab and use for grip, and he's actually making it work, but a little bit too loose on the exit of the corner to really make that line stick. But if you can, whoa, he's going to get a little tight there and use the cushion to save himself from the wall.
That cushion really is a savior from hitting that wall.
Yeah, built up a little bit high, but as always, work in progress for iRacing. But Mickey is using it to his advantage right now. But Finian, that middle groove there, you can see how worn in the clay is. That's going to lose grip over time, and you're going to have to move either up or down to get out of that slippery, hard-packed clay. And Eric Mickey has found out that if you move down just a couple lanes, there's a lot more loose dirt you can use to help the car turn. So good for Eric Mickey to be searching around for grip. And we're going to take a look at the 97 of Zach Trevino. Keeping it, hanging in there. Not a whole lot of damage to his truck, actually, considering how beat up some of the rest of them are. But kind of running that middle groove. Maybe just down a little bit, maybe half a lane from where it's all hard packed. There's a 64 of Chad Brown and the 94 of Michael Whitley. These guys have been battling for most of the heat. And Wade Lear and the 20 of Andrew Rucker battling here for a spot. You can see the 03 also moving down a lane, that he's going to drift up a little bit on exit. And the 20 is actually a lane up from the middle groove, so definitely there's grip searching happening right now. And you see Wade Lear trying to get that car rotated and just slid right through that center groove. And that is going to be a lack of grip for these big, heavy trucks. Well, he's making it work right now and actually pulling away from the 20 just a little bit, but sliding up, grab a little bit of the right rear into that cushion and launch himself onto the straightaway. Meanwhile, back up towards the front, Eric Mickey has kind of slipped back away from the 83, and he's got about a half a straightaway lead on the 6 car. And Johnny Thomas beginning to work through some lap traffic as well. So Johnny Thomas, not really much of a scratch on that truck. Pretty clean out here for Eldora, and I think that's one of the keys here. If you can lap Eldora consistently in traffic and not damage your truck, I think you're already off to a good start with the feature.
Yeah, Thomas is definitely showing he has the truck here to beat, as well as Mickey. We both had great pace.
Yes, those two drivers already ones to watch for the feature, but again, we still have a whole other heat after that, 50 laps for heat number 2. And this one, I'm not exactly sure where we are in it because we don't have a lap timer on the screen that we can show you. Our timing and scoring, again, doesn't work for this format, unfortunately. So, they'll finish where they finish, and obviously you'll see who's not in it via our ticker once we get everybody sorted out here. So, Johnny Thomas rolling the lead right now, jumping away from the 6 of Eric Mickey, and it's continued to extend his lead. And that middle groove starting to widen out a little bit, and the hard-packed clay is extending itself. And as that grip falls away, we're going to see more and more trucks kind of losing that grip in the center and either getting loose off or understeering into the wall. I see, who's that? The green truck behind him.
That's Tate Lytle.
Tate Lytle in the 56, really hanging out sideways and making the bottom side work.
And you see almost the 83 following in unison as he has to pass a hell of a lot of flat cars.
Whoa, the 56 is going to slide and go around, but he's going to hold on to it and get out of the way, and Eric Mickey's going to roll on by. But the 56 got around pretty perpendicular there, but we're going to stay green.
Yeah, 83, great job by him navigating all this lap traffic that's ahead of him. I was wondering if he was going to struggle and if the 6 of Eric Mickey could try to catch up, but I think he went through there pretty smoothly.
Yeah, Eric wasn't really able to capitalize too much on the 83's traffic struggles there, and I think Johnny Thomas did a pretty good job of climbing through that traffic. And he still doesn't have a scratch on his truck, and I don't think Eric Mickey does either. So both those guys respecting their equipment, making their way through. And now Eric Mickey's approaching lap traffic, and 94 of Michael Whitley. A little bit of trouble early, but has kind of rebounded from that and has not struggled since then. At least hasn't been in the wall that we could see. And here comes Johnny Thomas closing in to lap the 94. I can't get over Johnny Thomas. Not only is he quick, but he's consistent and has kept that truck in the same groove every single lap since he's gotten in the lead, and that's pretty respectable. You see the 94 jumping up onto the cushion just a little bit, bouncing off, but as you watch the 83, I mean, this is really what a dirt racer looks like, and you can tell when you see one. He has experience doing this for sure.
Yeah, it really has a lot to do with road racing. Finding your rhythm, just being able to turn your brain off, not think about where you're gonna aim the car. You're gonna end up taking the corner in this particular way. Sometimes you just gotta turn your brain off and just let the drive the car. And the really good guys are able to just hit their marks every single time without thinking about it, and they're able to be up in the front.
That 83 Carhartt and Barstool Sports Chevrolet has been out front for most of this heat. And Eric Mickey has fallen back the whole straightaway just about now. And still working that bottom groove. I think he's really testing the water for later, too. I mean, you can really make passes down there, but you have to plan it out as he bounces off the wall a little bit and going to run the right side into the concrete fence here at Eldora. But testing for later, perhaps, it's going to become more and more important as this evening goes on to be testing out where the grip is going to be. And here's the 88 of Rusty Webb. Had an accident earlier and has gone down a lap or two. Significant damage to the nose and the rear of that 88 truck. The Napa Clem Kenworth machine. And Zach Trevino kind of sliding sideways, not in the wrong direction, down the front straightaway. Off to the right a little bit. But the 97 holding serve for now. Johnny Thomas, the fastest I've seen on the straightaway, triple-digit speeds actually last time by. Got up to 100 miles an hour. Eldora and the truck's very slow. See 95, 96 miles an hour down the straightaway that time by. The trucks around here, again, drive so differently from traditional dirt vehicles. Slower in the straightaways, much slower in the corners. They got a lot of power and they really struggle to put it down.
So I would imagine we are approaching, or if not in the last 10 laps of the race. I'm just going off an estimate, but there has been a lot of laps that have passed. So we definitely are winding down in this race, and yeah, I think nothing much. We've said enough about Johnny. We have said enough about Johnny Thomas. He's just completely shown he's the masterclass of the field.
So he's going to run away with this heat for now, and unless anything crazy happens, I think he'll be a safe bet to win the heat. But up there is the 48 machine that is driven by Nathan Velez, the Harley-Davidson Raiders machine.
And I believe he has fallen back from the group. We've seen him battling with Pencil in '94. So these guys have separated. I saw them battling earlier. So, and I believe we have finished the race. These guys are going slowly. We have.
Checkered flag is in the air, and going to give that win to the 83 of Johnny Thomas. So Eric Mickey going to come home P2, and I believe that's Wade Lear that's going to be rolling in third. And then the 56 machine of Tate Lytle, the 94, who's going to rebound nicely. As long as he's on the lead lap. Can't really tell who's in what position. When we get to the feature race, you'll be able to see who really makes it in. This is kind of beyond our knowledge here, so unfortunately we can't give you a total update on who is where. But these trucks are going to roll off the track, and we're going to get set up shortly for the second heat. But again, the 83 truck of Johnny Thomas putting on a show early in this one, and I expect him to be a solid contender for the victory this evening. All right, so Heat 1 is wrapped up. And we're going to head on to Heat 2 here shortly, but the trucks are all stacked up on the back straightaway right now, getting the timing and scoring figured out for a 3WideRacing League and the Nathan Young Designs Truck Series. They're just trying to, all the admins right now are trying to get all the positions figured out, as obviously the timing and scoring in iRacing and for us will not tell where those drivers cross the line. So they're going to be reviewing the replays and checking out who finished where. I think we'll jump to the helicopter sky cam for a little bit and look at a beautiful Eldora Speedway here in Rossburg, Ohio. Again, let's jump over to our race and weather information again, just to reiterate what a beautiful night here in Eldora, Finian. New graphics this week. This is one of the things I've been working on. Not super fancy, but it gets the job done. Another thing, well, I guess we'll preview right now that we haven't shown yet is when we interview drivers later. Let's just use the 83 as an example. we have this fun new little graphic that is going to be very handy later. I'm a fan of these new graphics, and it'll be really cool to see them in action after the feature this evening. We won't do interviews for the heat just because there's too much going on and too much confusion around who finished where. So for now, we're just going to let 3WideRacing figure all this out, and we'll get to the Heat 2 shortly. And I hear trucks rolling, so they're probably getting everybody heading back to the pits.
And the 83 doing some burnouts for winning. So congratulations to him with that amazing pace that he's shown. And I can see some guys are starting to get onto the track, and they're going to start gritting for heat number 2.
Just want to clarify that timer at the top of the screen is in 1 hour increments, so there's actually an hour and 11 minutes remaining in this one, not just 11 minutes. So we will have enough time for Heat 2.
I was actually kind of concerned about that.
Yeah, so we will be good. No worries there. We will have enough time for both heat races. So there's 1 hour, 11 minutes in this. Obviously, it's not going to take that long to do the second heat, so we'll obviously advance to the feature race once this second heat is concluded. Will Roberts watching from Discord over there. Shout out to ISDC. They're racing tomorrow night at the Indianapolis Road Course at whatever 9 o'clock p.m. as usual, I believe. Yes. 9 o'clock p.m. for the ISDC, so keep an eye out for them. They've had some excellent races in the past 2 weeks, and we really like working with them, so we'll be seeing them again tomorrow night. Indianapolis Road Course. And we'll be debuting those new graphics again with them, so we're looking forward to it. So ISDC, the International Sim Drivers Club. But here tonight we're with 3WideRacing League Nathan Young Designs Truck Series, and all the links to the videos, to all the prior videos, point standings, and all the series sponsors can be found in the video description. And again, after the race, we will do start times and put those in the comments for all those that are watching later. So, all right, Heat 1 done. A lot of action, a lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of damaged trucks. Really, the only two I saw that were not damaged were the 6 of Eric Mickey and the 83 of Johnny Thomas. So they were top 2 finishers from that heat. So you see the pace truck now we're on the backstretch pulling in, and we're going to line up everybody for heat number 2. There's Cameron Rich driving the pace truck this evening. Winner from Bathurst a few weeks ago. There's the 18 truck of Paul Ross. First one on the grid, but he will be starting P2. So slowly but surely these trucks will make their way out onto the grid, and so far the 18 is the only one out there. He's a lonely guy, and if the 2 was only just him, he'd have one easy time out there. So the 18 parked on the grid, waiting for his fellow friends to show up. Also, Levi Zielinski is rolling right now, as well as David Wilson. They will be gridding shortly. Matt Hackathorn in the 44 is also working his way onto the backstretch. There's Levi Zielinski, and just in front of him, Matt Hackathorn in the 44, so they're going to grid up now. See the 59 taking his spot in P1, so on pole is the 59 of Levi Zielinski, the Shell Power 59. And again, ignore that timer. We have more time than 8:50 left. It's an hour and 8 minutes, so we got a little bit more time to get this figured out. There's Matt Hackathorn in the 44. And Skylar Nissel in the 31 is now rolling, as well as Thomas Morris in the 27. The 31 rolling now, and the 27 taking his place. Other trucks out on track. Sam Close in the 5. Kyle Hanshaw in the 46. Slowly working his way. You see the truck bouncing over the bumps. Really rough out there here in Eldora.
Yeah, and I can't imagine how rough it is on that outside groove, as we just saw trucks just bumping off of it. I was amazed that these guys are actually able to use that, because it seems like it's really unstable to use that cushion. And I know that it is, from what you've told me, I'm not really much of a dirt racer, but from what you were telling me is that the cushion is really useful.
It is useful, but there is a phenomenon that dirt racers called jumping the cushion. And if you get those right sides over the edge of that, you will find yourself in the wall, and it's really, really hard to pull yourself off. So if you can use it to your advantage, it's definitely a huge speed boost. But if you jump over it just a little bit too much, you're going to have a bad time. So the cushion, again, a new thing here in iRacing, still being worked on, still being tuned and tweaked. But these drivers have actually kind of been using it to lean up against and to keep their trucks from heading into the wall. So that's been beneficial for most drivers so far. We got all the trucks getting parked for the time being. James Duke in the 76 rolling, as well as Kurt Crum returning here in the 11 truck, excuse me. And I haven't seen his truck, Finian, but is he driving a yellow truck? Because I'd be amazed if he wasn't. And there he is. That beautiful number 11 we're so used to seeing in the Audi Cup from Scars from last season. And he also drove a yellow machine in the Ferrari Challenge when he showed up for that, so that was cool to see. Peter Short also rolling out in this one in the 22 truck. That is the Kansas City Southern Railway number 22. Good to see another railway represented truck out here. I'm a big train fan. I'm a big nerd in general, so that's fine.
Yeah, Peter Short had a great run last week at Bathurst. So let's see how we know he's good on the road course, but let's see if he's good on dirt.
Yeah, well, it's certainly a different kind of driving from normal oval racing, and also extremely different from road racing. And this is not something I'm really used to doing, and not something a lot of these drivers are used to doing here. Andrew Rucker is spazzing out on our timing and scoring right now. It's blinking angrily, although he was in Heat 1. So, pace truck's getting rolling here, and it's Cameron Rich again driving your blue Tundra pace truck this evening. 22 of Peter Short. Behind this group of the 59 of Levi Zielinski is on pole, alongside the 18 of Paul Ross. And then in row 2, it's the 44, and that is Matt Hackathorn. And outside of him, I believe that's the 15?
No, I believe that's a 5.
That's the 5 truck, that's right. I saw a 5 somewhere. That's Sam Close. And then the 27 is sharing a row with the 31 of Skylar Nissel, and the 27 machine is being driven by Thomas Morris. And then we got Peter Short and Kurt Crum behind them. And others behind them as well. So, Levi Zielinski, pole sitter. That pace truck is going to pull off this time. And we're going to head down to the green flag for heat number 2. 50 laps, actually. You know what? We're going to go around one more time. And manual pace car is always fun. I was actually advocating in the forums for a drivable pace truck. I think that'd be really cool. Like an actual pace truck with lights that turn off and everything. That'd be sweet.
Honestly, people probably might enjoy doing that more than
I'd enjoy doing it.
I would also enjoy doing that here and there. I'm sure Cameron Rich is enjoying himself tonight.
Yeah, having a little bit of fun up there. Only one caution in Heat 1, and I expect similar results in Heat 2. Pretty clean racing so far, even though there's a lot of bumping and banging. Not a whole lot of bad accidents, although the 88 did get up in the wall. That was Rusty Webb that got kind of pushed into the wall several times by several different trucks. And that middle groove is really worn out and pretty dry. And it's going to be pretty slippery, but as the pace truck this time is going to roll off, Levi Zielinski's going to lead him down the green for heat number 2. And the 18 truck actually might have been on the pole there. Paul Ross is going to get a big jump, head to the outside. And Levi Zielinski's going to hang it out sideways.
Oh, we got some trouble in the back.
Oh, Peter Short's around. Let's get a replay of that if you could, Vinny, and see if we can see what happened to Peter Short. The 22. Oh, just got clobbered by the 31. He's going to be a little salty about that, I imagine. I mean, again, though, on the start, it's pretty hard to keep up, you know, and not run into the back of people, especially when there's so many trucks on track. So Peter Short already going to be at a huge disadvantage here. Meanwhile, closer to the front, Matt Hackathorn in the 44 chasing down Levi Zielinski in the 59. The 46 truck really hanging it out. Behind them, that's Kyle Hanshaw in the 46, but right now there's Matt Hackathorn once more. Fighting off the 5 of Sam Close behind him. There's the 5. Whoa, was Levi Zielinski out a little sideways there. And he's going to head down to the inside. Close, tight battle. This is definitely closer than Heat 1. And looking out from the rear spoiler of the 59. Whoa, way up on top of the cushion. Almost on the concrete wall down the back straightaway. Matt Hackathorn going to look to the inside. Can't quite get there. He's going to slide up on exit, and Sam Close is going to try to take advantage of it. But he can't quite get the run off of turn 4. But Hackathorn battling with several drivers here. 27's in there as well behind this group. But wow, look at the 59 up on the wall.
Yeah, I think you got a little bit too close to the wall there.
Yeah, Zielinski kind of jumped the cushion just a little bit and got into the wall, and we got side by side behind them. That's the 46 truck that's side by side. And Kurt Crum is back there hanging it out sideways as well. And Kurt Crum has been... We're going to talk about this guy for a second. He has been talented in pretty much everything we've seen him race in. He's been pretty dang good. At Bathurst in the trucks, I believe he actually... Was he there in that race? I don't even remember if he was or not. But his road skills definitely proven in the Scars series earlier this year. Also, I'm going to give a shout out to Scars while this is going on. They have their Summer Ferrari Series signups in the private hosted league section of the forums right now, and they got a fun Summer GRC Series starting up soon, so check out the forums for that. Meanwhile, we're watching Sam Close battle here. He's trying to chase down the 44 Hackathorn, and the 46 is trying to drive to his inside. This Kyle Hanshaw.
Let's actually take a little bit of a lap here to see how much these guys wheel this car around.
Yeah, Hanshaw riding on board with him for the time being and sliding sideways. You can see the wheel working back and forth. The RPM's not really climbing too high. The truck kind of using the torque to move and not really getting to the top end of the gear ratios there, but driving it sideways and closing in on the 44 Hackathorn. Looking to the inside, trying to find any grip that's there. That middle line's so worn out.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing these guys either pick the very top or the very bottom, and it's working for different people. And the 46 is really making the inside line work as he's able to make the pass on Hackathorn for third.
So Hanshaw works his way around Hackathorn for P3. And Levi Zielinski, after his early contact with the wall, is kind of figured himself out. A little bit of damage to the right side of that truck, but 46 is closing in and coming for that 59 of Levi Zielinski.
And meanwhile, our leader is just completely checked out.
Yeah, Paul Ross kept the car or the truck clean so far and hasn't really been into the wall, at least not as much as Levi Zielinski has. Hanging it out sideways. Again, riding the upper side of that top groove there, but using a little bit of the cushion to keep the truck rotated. You see him on the exit there. Just a little bit of cushion. And just kind of driving through that slick part of the racetrack. Maybe not the fastest way around, but definitely you're safe there. You're away from the walls, at least, in the middle groove there. And here comes the 46.
That 46 is incredibly sideways. I'm amazed you can keep it going.
Yeah, Handshot really driving it sideways on the bottom. But that's kind of the thing, Finian. When you're driving that bottom groove, you're not going to get a good exit anyway. So you might as well hang it out and just send it on the entry to the corner and see if you can perform a slide job. Because you're never going to get the run on the drivers down the straightaway that you would get from the high lane. But you're going to see the 46 moving up a lane or two. And now getting the right rear on the cushion, trying to push himself forward. Incredible move.
And back down to the bottom. That's an incredible job by him to just transfer from one line to the other.
Yeah, he is good all over the racetrack right now. And it's showing, again, you're on exit. You're not going to get a great exit from the bottom. But he's going to send it down to the inside, try to do the slide job on the 59 of 59 of Zielinski, and he's going to slide up in front of him. Zielinski's going to give him a little push.
Speaking of a Hackathorn, he's starting to catch back up to these guys.
Hackathorn closing in. We're right on board, but yeah, there we go. With the 44 Hackathorn watching the 46 and 59 battle, and the 46 is going to take that spot and start driving away. Now to the inside, Hackathorn's going to head to the inside of the 59 of Zielinski. But again, struggling to put the power down. Here comes Sam Close in the 5.
Yeah, all these guys in the top 5 really just want position. And it isn't like they really need it, because they're all going to be starting in the top 10 when this is all said and done. So, great job by these guys as Hackathorn's trying to work the outside. And Zielinski seems to be falling off a bit.
Yeah, Zielinski maybe has some damage on that right front from his earlier contact. You see him, again, jump the cushion just a little bit, but it's going to keep it off the wall. And here comes Sam Close to the inside. And Close isn't going to be able to get the run here, but Zielinski's been really aggressive with that top groove, and maybe just a little bit too aggressive. He's going to get driving the truck up on the wall. That's pretty insane how he's driving it. Here comes another truck into the battle. I can't quite tell who that is. Behind the 5 of Sam Close, the blue and yellow truck. That's Thomas Morris there in the 27. Trying to find him on our timing and scoring. There's Sam Close there battling here with 59 of Zielinski. It's the 87. The 87 right now is being driven by... Looking.
Ooh.
Richard Hines, and we got contact. Sam Close into the inside wall. And pretty significant left side damage there. Let's get a replay of that. We didn't quite see what happened there. At least I didn't. I was focusing on the timing and scoring. So here's a replay.
I think he got into Zelensky. Zelensky got loose off the mark.
Yep, Zelensky just got loose and kind of gave the tank slapper down the straightaway. And Sam Clo's going to be on the receiving end of the short stick there. And pretty significant left rear damage after he kind of pounded that. Whoa, we're going to squeeze the 39. 39 being driven. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, there he is. David Wilson in the 39. I've kind of squeezed him a little bit, but he's got to be battling for a transfer spot at this point, losing that ground.
Yeah, he's definitely back there. If not, he's definitely going to be back there and not up where he wanted to. So while that's happened, let's check back on our leaders. The 18 of Paul Ross has really pulled a huge lead to the second place car.
The whole straightaway. And I would bet you that the truck that is trying to chase him down is going to be that 46 truck of Kyle Hanshaw. There he is. He might have enough time to chase him down. I can't really tell if he's running any faster or not. But at least in the timing and scoring that we have, that shows lap times only.
He is running faster, yeah.
Oh, he is running faster. 19.46 to a 19.58, so a 10th quicker last time. But I got a truck sideways.
Is that Hackenthal?
It's the 18. Is that the 18?
That's the 18.
And he goes around. No caution. Let's get a replay of that. See what led to that. Just got loose up on the cushion, Finney, and just jumped it and lost it. And lost the lead and really struggled to get himself out of that position.
Yeah, it's really hard to turn these trucks around.
So hopefully, I don't exactly know where he is now out of the group of 20, but I hope he can still transfer.
Let's see if we can find where 46 is, because he should be the leader. Here he is. So he's on the front stretch, and Paul Ross is... Okay, so Paul Ross, I believe, is still on the lead lap. However, he's about half a lap away from being lapped by the 46. So he's got some work to do. He wants to try to make up all the ground he's lost. But 46 of Kyle Hanshaw has done a great job. He's inherited the lead.
But you got to feel for the 18 of Paul Ross, though. And dominating, leading by over a half a straightaway. And just one little mistake, jumped the cushion, spun it out, and couldn't get it back in the right direction. I really hope he can transfer into the feature. Because such one small mistake like that doesn't normally mean you lose a dirt race. But here tonight, with so many trucks vying for so few spots, it's going to hurt. No consolation race this evening. Another important thing we should mention. Just the 2 heats. If you're out, you're out. And you will not get to race in the 100-lap feature later this evening.
And Kyle Hanshaw has really pulled away from the rest of these guys. Matt Hackford, who should be in second place, he's about a straightaway away from the 46. You see the 46 is that red truck in the distance in turn 1 and 2. So he's got some ground to make up if he wants to end up starting on the front row. But meanwhile, behind him, there's a battle going on between
the 87 and the 59. Or is that Peter Short? Can't tell if that's Peter Short or if that's Levi Zelensky. It is the 22 of Peter Short.
Wow.
And hopefully that's forward movement, but judging by the damage on his fenders, I would say he's probably been moving forward and using his bumpers to get there. There's the 87. Again, Richard Hines, that he's trying to chase down. Look at the 22 hanging it out all sideways, turning right to go left there, and using all of the racetrack to move himself up. Hines getting a little bogged down behind some traffic there. That's the 63 of Mike Stevens that he's working his way around. Now there comes Peter Short, trying to take advantage of the 87. See dust flying all over the place. It's hard to see here sometimes, especially at night. And the 87 is going to slide up in the center of the corner, and Peter Short's going to drive down to the bottom and see if he can get an advantage on the exit of the corner. Down to the inside, Peter Short's going to try to pull the slide job. Can he get up in the exit in front of the 87? He's going to try. Can't. Oh, he does. He completes the pass. I didn't think he was going to be able to do that for a second.
That's the 46.
And here comes the 46.
He came from the front of the frame, so I think he might have had an accident.
Oh, no. That's no good. I guess we're going to have to find out what happened to him. Go back a little ways here. See what happened to the 46. Did he just lose it?
I'm guessing he did, because I did see him off the pace and Hackathorn and the rest of these guys went past.
See the suspension working pretty hard there. Oh, yep, same thing that happened to the 18 in the same exact spot. And into the wall hard for the 46. So pretty heavy contact for the 46 of Kyle Hanshaw, and that's going to send him backwards. So the cushion claiming several drivers this evening. You see Matt Hackathorn now. He's moved up a couple spots.
And he should be the leader. It's kind of hard to tell because a lot of guys have been in the lead and lost the lead.
But here comes Peter Short in the 22.
So yeah, these guys are definitely, I'm pretty sure they're battling for the lead, but if not, they're battling for a high position. And I gotta say, for Peter Short to come back from what happened in
That
the
early spin, yeah. I mean, he's done a great job. 44 riding the wall a little bit, but here comes Peter Short. He's got both fenders smashed in on that. I bet you he's probably moved a couple people out of the way this evening, judging by that. But that's all fun and games in dirt racing. Here he comes on the 44. Peter Short has been driving very aggressively and making time with it. You see the 44 sliding up on exit. Gotta be careful there. That's what happened to the 18 and the 46. Hopefully that same issue doesn't claim life in the 44. And Peter Short looking to the inside on corner exit here in turn 4. Can he make the pass? Not this time.
Yeah, I'm amazed that these guys are running that close to the wall. They almost got turned. They almost getting put in the catch fence with the cushioning.
Oh, here's the 22. He's got his front bumper locked to the rear of the 44. Here comes the 87 behind him. That's Richard Hines looking to take advantage of both these drivers. The 22 is going to drive to the bottom, see if he can get a run off the corner, but he can't do it this time by. A great battle here with the 44 and the 22. Looking out from the rear. You can't even see anything out of the rear of this truck because it's hung out so sideways. Peter Short. Oh, he's going to lose it on corner exit. Really trying to drive it, but almost lost it the same way the 18 and the 46 did. And just using that, getting that right rear over the cushion without getting the right front over it, pretty dangerous.
Yeah, Peter Short is just trying to find any lane that he can run. Really, you've got to run a completely different line from the guy ahead of you. It's not like an oval race. You can kind of run the same line, maybe move in a bit and try to get it done. You have to run almost on the exact opposite side of the racetrack to get a move done.
Oh, the 22 is going to just send it in there deep. He drove it in there and gave it everything he had, trying to use every last bit of grip on this worn-out racetrack. But they are definitely driving aggressively. Here comes the 22 on the outside. He's going to loop it. Can he save it? He does, but he's going to
saves it.
He's going to lose a spot here. No, not quite. The 87 is looking to take advantage. Again, the 22 driving really aggressively, but I think he's safely in for the feature race as long as he maintains a spot. You can't throw it away trying to get that extra position. And there's the 87 of Richard Hines, who's also had a pretty good race. Kind of came from a humble starting spot and has moved his way up nicely. 22 again. You can see sparks flying from the concrete there.
Yeah, that's how close he is to the wall.
Using up the right side of that 22. Well, the 87 now jumping up onto the cushion. That cushion's like 3 feet tall now from that outside lane.
Yeah, they're really just about to get the roll into the catch fence and into the crowd if they keep using it anymore.
If anyone knows about the centripetal circuit glitch, you can drive on the catch fence. I think that's about... If any of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go take the old Cup car and the old Gen 5 Cup car. Go to centripetal circuit. Very carefully drive it to the outside lane and then ease it up onto the wall, and you can drive on the catch fence. And I think that's pretty much what these drivers are going to be doing here shortly. You see Richard Hines.
If they keep looking for more grip, they're going to probably they're probably going to look at the catch fence.
They're going to be driving in the parking lot soon, and they're looking for all this grip. Whoop, there's a sheep foot cam. I just jumped to there by accident there, but 87 got a little sideways off the exit.
Yeah, I saw Matt Hackathorn trying the inside line for the first time, and seems Peter Short's caught up because of that.
The 22 is going to drive back down to the bottom. Can he get the inside of the 44 this time? He's going to send it in deep. But that inside lane, Finian, hard to make that move, but he's going to try it. On corner exit, he's going to slide up contact.
Ooh.
Oh, into the wall. The 22 jumps up on the top of the barrier. And the 44.
Oh, wow.
This is great racing here.
They're very physical.
A successful slide
I
job.
honestly have to say that's probably the only way Short was going to get the move done. I don't think there's any other grip left on this track except on the very high line. As you see, all these guys running that same high line, and pretty much the only way he was going to have to like plant himself there and just block the 44.
It was an aggressive move, but he had to do it to get that spot, and he definitely pulled a slide job. And Hackathorn kept his foot in it, and now has a little bit of a dented front nose. But here comes the 87 of Richard Hines, and he's going to try to take advantage of the 44 as well. So Hackathorn had a pretty intact vehicle up until Peter Short rammed the rear bumper of his machine into it. But again, dirt racing is physical, and it always has been, so that's no harm, no foul there. Although I'm sure
and I think that
that's
was
it.
the end.
And that is it. Heat 2 is over.
That was done within the last like 2 or 3 laps.
And,
So
wow, a successful slide job by the 22 Peter Short. It's going to give him the victory over the 44 of Matt Hackathorn, the 87 of Richard Hines, and behind him, I can't quite see who that is. I think that's the 46 behind them.
I believe that is.
But again, I don't know if that's exactly... Yeah, there is a 46 and the 18.
I believe these guys are definitely set in stone as far as positions.
I'm hoping the 18 got his spots back. I'm hoping that's the case.
I believe, yeah. I'm guessing that he did finish 6th. I don't think he lost a whole lap. Because he did have a significant lead over the rest of the field when he spun. So I believe he has cycled out to about 6th. Definitely not where he wanted to start, but definitely a good recovery.
All right, let's head back down to the Sheepfoot cam. Take a good look at that. Again, I love this camera. If you guys don't know, our new thing now is to just make troll cameras, and this is one of them. This looks like the troll hammer thing, actually, that like the thing that Harry Potter holds. I don't know.
I haven't watched Harry Potter.
Well, Sheepfoot cam, some dirt racing equipment, and we're gonna get this field pulled off the racetrack. The session advanced, and we'll be heading into the feature race. 100 laps here shortly. And this has been a good one.
I just actually remembered I'm... if my memory does serve me correct when I read the thing, I believe they do qualify for the feature.
Okay.
I believe they do.
So I guess we'll see that. I don't really know how this is
If we don't see the qualifying, then they will be sorted out.
Oh, great. Okay, so we're just doing this just kind of on the fly here. This is just a fun week for fun racing, and not so much fun for the guys that are going to get sent home. But... we'll get them all set up here shortly, see what the plan is. There was some discussion earlier today and earlier this week about potentially changing the format to make it a little bit easier to know what was happening in the heats. Ultimately, the decision was not made. Potentially, when we see these guys again in Knoxville, we will be running a little bit different strategy, as well as iRacing was supposed to be working on adding custom heat races and other things, so custom heat race lengths. And I really, really wish that we didn't have to go through that terrible beta UI to set up those sessions. But iRacing, if you're watching, you're not. But if you're watching, let us set up heat races on the website or fix the beta UI. Not a big fan of that thing yet.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta say that thing is really glitchy.
I was saying to Finian earlier, I was like, it can't be that hard to set up some heat races, and we sat down for an hour and a half. And
it took a lot longer than it normally should to take.
And then we realized you can't select custom feature lengths, and that pretty much put the kibosh on the whole thing. So that didn't work out so great. So you see Cameron Rich out here running around the track right now, probably just checking out the racetrack, see what condition it's in. So that's the pace truck rolling around right now. That's the fastest pace truck I've ever seen rolling. Usually it's a big Chevrolet Silverado, something just kind of got big off-road tires, something manly like that.
But I just say we do have to point out is that Cameron Rich is actually the fastest person in the session. He did set the fastest lap of practice.
We will pull up the timing and scoring here. We'll pull up the ticker. You can actually see Cameron Rich is the quickest by 0.005 of a second. Actually, Peter Short. I mean, it's a little weird there, actually. But Peter Short is the second place car by 0.02 of a second on our scoring officially. So what you're seeing now on the left-hand side of your screen is the practice speeds. As you see the 46 truck rolling. We're going to leave that up for now just to see what the plan is. But again, those are your practice speeds. Doesn't necessarily mean those are the guys in the race. But the new ticker, again, the top 15 are shown on the left, and then every 5 drivers after that are rotated. So you will see 16 through 20, 20 through 25, and so on down the list. We'll head back to scenic trackside here. Just wait till we get everything sorted out. I'm sure there's probably a driver's meeting or something going on at the moment, but we don't have our voice chat on for obvious reasons. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes, and we'll be ready for the feature. All right, and we're back here, the 2018 Nathan Young Designs Truck Series for 3WideRacing, and right now we are in a 5-minute qualifying session, so Heat 1, Heat 2, qualifying feature. We're almost there. We're about 3 minutes away, and we're looking at the 83 of Johnny Thomas, who had a really, really good Heat number 1. Heat number 1 was pretty straightforward. Heat number 2, kind of a wild battle with the 22, and the 46, the 59 was also in there. Kind of a good battle with those guys. Meanwhile, we're going to get these guys qualified and set up for the race. You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, Paul Ross in the 18, currently your pole sitter. And there's the 5 of Sam closed. So we're going to get... Whoop, he's going to go for a little loopy. Oh, 97's in the wall. All right, Finian. So the track has been, over the break, the sheet foot came out and cleaned up the track. So we got a little bit fresher racetrack.
It looks almost like a completely different racetrack.
Yep, that amazing what a little bit of water and a little bit of sheet feet can do. And so we're going to get this ready to get going under green here. And it's, again, a 100-lap feature. And based on what we saw in Heat 2, I expect the race to look more like Heat 2 than Heat 1.
I hope it looks more like Heat 2 than Heat 1.
Heat 2 was a great, great race. They were Peter Short battling and ended up doing the slide job on the 44 of that guy right there, Matt Hackathorn. And he just ran a 19.945, but I think he hit something because he's not showing up on...
Yeah, he hit the wall as he came to the line. So...
Whew, taking it out sideways there.
If he doesn't hit the wall this time, it should count. If not, he will start at the back.
Yeah, qualifying makes you... Oh, that's going to invalidate it.
And, yep.
And that's he's going to have to reset and try it again. So, Paul Ross, Kyle Hanshaw, Mike Stevens, Todd Smith, Peter Short, your top 5. Then Eric, Nicky, Richard Hines, Chuck Sweeting, Johnny Thomas, Kurt Crum, finishing out your top 10. And then 11 through 15, and Andrew Rucker, Wade Lear, Skylar Nissel, Nathan Velez, Sam Close, Chad Brown, David Wilson, Zach Trevino, and those 18 trucks are all been qualified. We have 6 left to go. Well, the 56, Tate Lytle into the wall. Gonna beat up the fenders a little bit before the race. Just about a minute left in qualifying here before we set these guys up for 100 laps here at Rossburg, Ohio. Again, just a little bit of wall contact. It's going to invalidate your lap, and you're not going to get anything in. So he's got about 3 more chances, 3 more laps here to get this in. And not run into anything. Let's see if he goes again for it. He's going to send it in there sideways. So again, cleaned up track. The track was re-prepped. See the 56 is going to slide and spin out now.
I believe they only have 2 laps. Because my Hackathorn didn't come out to try again.
So that would be it for the 56 then. So as I was saying there, Finian, track has been re-prepped, re-moisturized. Nice Pantene commercial. We got the track all moisturized and gripped back up. So it should be... You just got the joke. Thanks for laughing. So we're going to get these guys sorted out. So Paul Ross on the pole right now. And Race Kings is going to bring this broadcast to you as well as Nathan Young Designs. All those links in the description. You can find those. And I voiced a little cracky boy there. And Johnny Thomas is going to roll across the line, and qualifying is over. And Paul Ross is going to... right, and Johnny Thomas is gone. Paul Ross is going to take the pole. And we're going to get everyone gridded and ready to go. It's going to take just a few moments for everyone to get gridded so that our cameras can focus. But for the time being, the tickers will look a little bit weird. So let's just turn that off for now until everyone gets gridded. All right, Finian, 100 laps here. Do you go aggressive right out of the gate, get that track position, or do you kind of ease your way into it and climb up through the pack as the race goes on?
I would say you want to try to ease your way into it, because 100 laps is quite a bit for a dirt event. So you have a bit of time. I would definitely say if the person ahead of you is going like significantly off the pace, if they're holding you up, then you should try to be aggressive. But other than that, yeah, just try to get into a rhythm, keep your pace going, and try to stay to the front if you want to have a chance of winning this.
And I know one guy that's going to be aggressive out of the gate no matter what. That's going to be Peter Short in 22. He showed earlier he is not afraid to use the fenders and not afraid to use the slide job. And for those that aren't super familiar with dirt racing, slide jobs when you send it on the inside and come up and slide up in front of the driver you're passing on the outside on the corner exit. And sometimes you can do it clean, and sometimes it's a little bit of a mess. But Peter Short did it pretty well last time. So we have our feature race coming up shortly for the Nathan Young Designs Truck Series. 100 laps around here at Eldora. Taking a little bit long to get this sorted out. And the race would take an estimated 33 minutes if everything goes smoothly and without yellows. I doubt that's going to happen. But here's your look at the Eldora Speedway here in Rossburg, USA. Number of turns 4. It's an oval. That's pretty clear. 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 68 degrees on the track temp. Overcast sky conditions, same as before. Northwest winds at 11 miles an hour. And the pace truck is going to roll off. You see the fireworks blowing there? Well, that's a great shot. Look at that. Little splody boys in the air here. So fireworks before the race, fireworks during the race. And I think we're going to see more of that this evening here. 100 laps at Eldora Speedway. Paul Ross in the 18 truck on pole. Next to the 46 of Kyle Hanshaw, who put on a great show in that second heat as well. So that Chevrolet Silverado pace truck, a real one this time, it's going to pull off next time by. And we're going to get the green flag thrown here just shortly. You're going to have flag-to-flag coverage here this evening, and then post-race interviews, hopefully by everybody, or by the top 3 in another story. But hopefully everyone is in a good mood after this one. I expect to see some bumpers bent and some drivers upset after this one. And 3WideRacing League is going to go green here at Eldora, 100 laps. And the 18 is going to get a great jump off the line. And timing and scoring, whoop, we got the 18 in the wall already. The 46, Kyle Hanshaw, jump to the inside, take the lead away from the 18 on the opening lap.
Yeah, it seems like Paul Ross had trouble getting up the speed, just went into the wall, and Hanshaw's like, alright, I'm going to take an opportunity at that. And he now inherits the lead.
Behind them, Richard Hines. Wow, this is a huge gaggle of cars. That's the 87, the 83, a lot of 80s. The 83, 87, the 03, the 63 all in this battle. Johnny Thomas, Wade Lear, Mike Stevens. Kirk Crum is also joining it as well. There he is on the inside. Oh, the 5 truck's kind of sideways behind him. Oh, we got a big cluster. Kirk Crum goes around. Kirk Crum, down the order, he will fly, and the caution is out. Oh, this is a huge pileup, Finian.
Yeah, I was saying, these guys have not much to go by.
Oh, that's the pace truck. Okay, I thought that was the truck for a second. All right, let's take a look at that replay so you can figure out what the heck happened there. Not really sure. See where it all started. The 11 truck was the first one I saw go around, but it might not have started there. 11 drive into the corner here. And I think it happens in the next corner. See the 5 truck get sideways there. The 63 got loose on the corner exit. Spun out the 11. He's going to get clobbered by the 56. And the 44, Packathorn in it as well. And, wow, the 64, the 27, all the drivers in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, these guys just really have nowhere to go. It's a tight racetrack, and when you're already going sideways, trying to control that is just almost impossible.
Yeah, so the 11 truck on the receiving end of a lot of damage there early off in this one. So Kyle Hanshaw on the 46 jumped to an early lead. And he's going to maintain it already on lap 5. But Paul Ross, Eric Mickey also snuck up there. We didn't really see a whole lot of him, but got a nice clean start. A little bit of right front damage to that truck, but nothing too bad so far. Todd Smith in the number 1 truck also up there, and we're already getting 1 to green. That was a pretty quick caution. The 1 to green symbol has been thrown, and we're going to double up the trucks and set them back underway again. So we'll see the 46 going to take that inside lane. And Matt Hackathorn in the 44 got into that mess, but actually came out of it okay. And it's going to take over P8, so that yellow and green and black truck going to survive that wreck. And the pace truck's going to pull back off on lap 6. Going to complete lap 6 here. Green flag is back in the air here in Eldora. Oh, I hear trouble already behind him. I hear trucks making contact. Eric Mickey is in the middle of 3 wide. Now he's on the bottom of 3 wide. The 18, the 1, the 03 of Wade Lear. A lot of trucks all over the place here. 18's going to look to the high side. 87's driving the bottom. That's Richard Hines trying to work that bottom groove.
Yeah, we saw him do really well in Heat 2, so we'll see if he can try to find some pace on the bottom. He's definitely the lowest we've seen anybody else go.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to stay out of the congestion. He's right on board with the 87 and Richard Hines. Riding on board with him right now, trying to chase down Eric Mickey, who runs a little bit high, but here comes the 18, sliding through the middle of them, and Wade Lear's going to drive up to the rear quarter panel of the 87, get to his outside, and behind this group, Hackathorn, the 03 is going to tag the 87 in the right rear, but he's going to maintain his position. Wade Lear being very aggressive on that outside lane. Right up against that concrete wall, going to bounce into it just a little bit, throw some sparks in the air. There's the 83 right behind him, but Johnny Thomas, who won his heat. Already working lap 10.
And, see Hackathorn back there.
Hackathorn working that bottom groove. Going to slide up just a little bit, but the 83 is going to roll around the high side.
And meanwhile, these guys got caught up in a battle. 26 is checked out to a 2-second lead over second place.
Kyle Hanshaw, 2.5-second lead over the second place driver Eric Mickey, who had a pretty good heat. And minimal damage to that 6 truck after a little bit of bumping and banging early on in this one. But the 18, Paul Ross, trying to climb his way back up to the front. Started on pole, but lost some positions early. We saw the same thing in the heat, in heat number 2, where he was out front and then lost it, but here he comes right onto the rear bumper of the 6 truck. Riding on board with Eric Mickey. To the inside, Paul Ross will go. Can he make it stick on the exit? Oh, Eric Mickey's going to loop it! Eric Mickey spins around, and caution is out. Oh, we got another one spun around. Well, it's Wade Lear in the 03. Or is it? Yeah, yes it is. Wade Lear. Right in the middle of the track. Look out! Oh, no, that was... Trying to get out of the way, and it's going to collect another driver. I couldn't quite see who that was. It was a blue and white truck. I guess we'll take a look at what happened to Eric Mickey. I think he just got loose on exit here. This happened a lot in Heat 2, and just had it hung out so sideways. And
yeah, sometimes it just escapes, the car just escapes from you, and you end up just going around. Yeah, nice job of him not hitting anything.
Yeah, no contact there from the trailing vehicle. There was no contact there, just Eric lost it all by himself there, which is, oh, there's the 03. Again, trying to get out of the way, but ended up collecting a couple more trucks. So I'm sure there are some guys that are not really happy with Wade Lear. There are some circumstances where you just want to keep the brake pedal pressed until everybody gets around you. And Wade Lear did not do that and collected a truck under yellow, which is never anything you want to see. But not a whole lot of space on dirt tracks, a lot of trucks out here, and sometimes stuff like that happens. You see the 46 running up against that wall. Right? I think he's trying to get rid of some of that loose dirt.
I'm guessing.
And maybe try to move that groove up a little bit. We get the 1 to green symbol that time by.
Either that or you're just like spacing on the top side of the truck.
Can't blame a guy. You see some other trucks running up there a little bit higher than they have to, so I kind of think they're probably trying to wear in that top groove a little bit, get that cushion built up so they can use it to their advantage. And you see Paul Ross going to be in second. He got around Eric Mickey after Eric Mickey spun. So Eric Mickey's going to go back to 11th place in the number 6.
All right, here we go. Back green.
Green flag back in the air here at Eldora. And Kyle Hanshaw is going to get an early jump on Paul Ross in the 18. And we got the 87. Richard Hines trying to slide up beside the 83 of Johnny Thomas. And behind them, Tate Lytle in the 56.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Tate Lytle. He's been kind of quiet so far, so he's trying to move some positions up. He's, wow, really close to the bumper of the 87.
Pretty good car control there, but here comes the 44 Matt Hackathorn around the outside of Lytle. And Hackathorn, again, caught up in an earlier incident, and it's going to work his way around using that outside groove, hanging it out sideways. The 56 is going to slide up in front of him, but he's going to go to the bottom now. And we've seen him all over the place, running the top, running the bottom.
Yeah, you've seen these guys just look all over for any grip they can get in, especially when it comes to making passes. You're going to want one as far to the bottom, as far to the top as you can. And it seems Hackathorn's going to just lay off that charge for now.
An update on Eric Mickey from 11th down to 8th. And working on Todd Smith in the number 1 for that 7th spot.
Yeah, I don't think Eric wants to waste any time trying to get back up to the front fender or recover from that spin. And he's done a great job so far.
That one truck sponsored by Crazy Todd's Electronics and One Main Financial, as well as Asus. And Flaming Leprechaun Irish Spirits. And he's going to need a little bit of the luck of the Irish. You see the 5 truck going to the wall hard there, hard right side contact. And that truck that was collected earlier, that was the 31 of Skylar Nissel that was collected in that caution incident with Wade Lear. Riding on board now with Michael Whitley. See, 70, 80, 90. Not too quick here at the straightaways. But mid-60s in the corners and just trying to slide those slow, big, heavy trucks in through these corners. And 94, again, had a little bit of trouble in his heat, but managed to rebound from the early troubles he had. And again, there's that 31 of Skylar Nissel with the damage he sustained in that caution incident with the 03 of Wade Lear. And speaking of Wade Lear, there he is, closing in on a battle between the 27 and 29, or 39. That's David Wilson and Thomas Morris. Morris in the 27. Let's ride on board here with Wade Lear. A little bit of gyro cam. Not a ton of banking here at Eldora, but just enough to hang the car sideways and not lose too much control. And you see Wade Lear kind of where he started. Started 12th and is running 11th. 96 on the straightaway there. That's about the fastest we've seen so far. And Wade Lear's going to drive around the inside of the 27 of Morris. But here comes Morris to the outside again. Going to roll the top. You see Wade Lear right down against that inside wall. He's going to try to do the slide job here on the 27. Can he complete it? No, he can't. The 27's going to get in. 27 hard in the wall. Morris is going to take a significant hit to that right front. That truck is quite a lot.
Yeah, he's got quite a lot of damage on both sides of his car. So I wonder if that's maybe affected a little bit. Not as far as aero, but just damage to the handling of the car.
I mean, you're going to bend something in the suspension after knocking the wall that hard. And you see behind him the 48 of Nathan Velez, who's really damaged in his first heat race. Also banged up his truck a little bit. And you see the 5 truck. Wow, he pounded that wall. You're hitting the wall slowly here, but you definitely can damage some upper control arms. He's got a caution on the racetrack, and I think it's Andrew Rucker in the 20 who is spun around. There he is. So another caution on the racetrack. It's our 3rd caution on lap 29. See the 20 truck just lost it in a very bad spot. And all by himself, didn't seem like he collected anybody. So, wow, there goes at the 46. I think that was the leader, Kyle Hanshaw. We didn't talk about him too much because he was leading by over 3 seconds when that happened. But Andrew Rucker struggling just a little bit early in the going here. And going to be 18th, 1 lap down from the leaders. And speaking of the leaders, there's Kyle Hanshaw on the 46. Has pretty much dominated us so far.
I would say also that truck is clean. No damage, nothing.
I don't even see any dirt on it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you do that, but no dirt on that truck. Nothing wrong with it. And there's the 83 of Johnny Thomas who won his heat, and behind him Richard Hines, Tate Lytle, Paul Ross, your top 5. Then the 6th through 10th is Matt Hackathorn, Eric Mickey, Todd Smith, David Wilson, and Wade Lear. So there's your top 10.
I think definitely the person to benefit the most out of this is Eric Mickey in 6. After having that spin earlier on, he caught back up. He went from 11th to 7th in that short run. And let's see, now he's got some better track position. Let's see if he can get back up even further.
At the 1 to green symbol this time by, so Kyle Hanshaw is going to lead him down to the green flag for the 4th time, if you include the initial start. Well, I don't actually think he was leading. The 18 was pole sitter in this one. Where did he start? Let's see where he started. He started 2nd, so not too far off.
Definitely, he's been in the front, pretty much front row. I'm sorry.
Yep, and the cautions are pretty quick here, about 40-second laps. So it's quicker than a lap around Daytona at full tilt. So pretty quick yellows, and the pace truck's going to pull back off, and we're going to head back to green flag racing at Eldora. Again, Hanshaw's going to get a pretty good jump, but the 87 is going to jump to the inside and lose a couple spots there. The 56 of Tate Lytle and Matt Hackathorn. Oh, Hackathorn's in the wall hard! And he's going to be riding up on top of the cushion. He's got some significant damage now, but he's going to be 3 wide outside of the one of Todd Smith, and Eric Mickey climbing up another spot. And Mickey's going to try to slide up, can't quite complete that pass. And here comes Smith, the outside of him, but not going to be able to make that run down the backstretch. Saw some sparks flying from the group in front of this, but Paul Ross started on pole and has slipped back to 5th place, and we haven't really seen a whole lot of challenge out of him other than that initial start. See him hanging it out kind of sideways. And the group behind him with Hackathorn in it, Eric Mickey leads that group, but just behind them, David Wilson, Nathan Velez, the 03 Wade Lear, who's been involved in a couple incidents so far, driving down the inside. Oh, he's going to lose a little bit of grip there, understeer up the racetrack. He's going to avoid the 39 of David Wilson, who's going to drive around him and take 9th away.
Yeah, nice job on him to keep it out of the other truck that was there. It's really hard to chase these things up the hill because you might end up hitting someone because of the way you're sliding through the corner.
And these trucks understeer by default, and to make them oversteer, you have to kick the throttle in, and if you get a bad line into the corner, you will understeer straight into the guy on your outside. You see, just in front of him, David Wilson trying to take a spot from Todd Smith, but Smith is going to, Wilson's going to get held up by Smith, and Lear's going to take that spot away, up to 9th. Up front, you're not missing a thing. Kyle Hanshaw with a healthy 1-second lead, as you see him there rolling into turn 3. See the track wearing out just a little bit, that center groove getting packed down pretty tight. Johnny Thomas, there's a 56 of Tate Lytle trying to defend from the 87 of Richard Hines, who's closed in. And Tate Lytle just hangs that car out more sideways than I see anybody else do.
A lot of these guys really abusing the wall. So did Paul Ross. He lost some time there. He just went straight into the wall.
Richard Hines trying to chase down Tate Lytle for that 3rd spot. And, well, again, Lytle, that truck is more sideways than I've seen anybody else. If he gets it any more sideways, he'll just be driving backwards. But he is losing a little bit of ground to that 87, who's tracking him down for P3.
Yeah, I would say you wanna be sideways enough where you can gain some speed, but you don't want to be too sideways to where you're going to be losing exit speed.
You see the 87 of Hines lose that exit speed there, and you see that middle line already becoming worn out. And that grip is going to go away, and drivers are going to have to start searching.
Yeah, I think that's partially why the reason we're seeing them so close to the wall is that they're just trying to get the extra dirt that's up there and just find the grip that's up there rather than take the lower line.
So other updates on who is left in this one, Finian, as we're watching this battle. The last truck on the lead lap is Zach Trevino in the 97. Mike Stevens is the last one on the... Oh, and we're going to... And I think, right as I was saying that, Zach Trevino in the 97 sent it for a loop. So I was just about saying how he was the last truck on the lead lap, and he's now going to go a lap down with that spin. We'll take a look and see what happened to the 97. And just a little bit too much throttle and just looped it on exit, nice and easy. No damage to that truck, so he should be able to continue. Alright, so as I was saying, Andrew Rucker, Levi Zielinski, Peter Short, Kurt Crum, Chuck Sweeting, and are out of the race here. So those drivers are out of this one. So Zach Trevino is the last truck running, 1 lap down. Mike Stevens in the 63 is also a lap down. 16 trucks on the lead lap. That is bookended by Skylar Nissel, and that truck right there, the 31 machine, who has some heavy front-end damage, mostly from that collision with Wade Lear under yellow, under our second caution. And Chad Brown, Sam Close, Michael Whitley, Thomas Morris, Nathan Blez. That's your 15th through 11th. And your top 10 right now, Kyle Hanshaw, Johnny Thomas, Tate Lytle, Richard Hines, Paul Ross, Eric Mickey up to 6th, Matt Hackathorn, Todd Smith, Wade Lear, and David Wilson. So the 1 to green symbol, we just got that time by, and Kyle Hanshaw been in control of this one for most of the night, but I expect Johnny Thomas is as far up as he's been.
Yeah, we saw him have a great run in Heat 2. Yeah, he did start up, I believe, on the last caution too. Wasn't able to do much with it. So we'll see if he can. He has another go here to see if he can get a better start.
Yeah, he started 9th, so he's all the way up to 2nd. This is the highest we've seen him be all evening. And we'll see if he can give the 46 a run for his money. But look out, there's a 56 and the 87 who are both driving really, really hard. And also that 6th truck of Eric Mickey has been lurking ever since that early spin. Oh, there's a cluster behind this. Eric Mickey's in the middle of it. And for the lead, Johnny Thomas is going to go around the outside, and that's the first time we've seen anybody challenge the 46 Hanshaw. But Hanshaw's going to try to slide up, but the 83 is going to get the run on the outside.
Wow, he just slips by. Hanshaw gave him very little room, and he was able to make that pass complete.
So the 83 Johnny Thomas is going to go to the top of the board. And Hanshaw got the right rear on the wall just a little bit, but oh, this is a great battle for the lead here on that 48. Almost halfway through with the feature here. And Hanshaw's going to drive it to the inside, full throttle into the first turn there. Here comes the 87 around the outside. Richard Hines going to take that spot away.
Yeah, I don't think he drove it in enough. As you're saying, if you're going to take the inside line, you want to just drive in there really hard because you're going to lose that exit speed. And Hanshaw didn't go in far enough, so he just lost all that momentum.
You're never going to beat a guy on corner exit by using the bottom lane. So if you're going to try to make a pass, you have to drive it in as hard as you can and hope that the slide job works. Because the only way you're going to pass somebody on corner exit is by running on high line. And that's extremely important here.
As Peter Short showed us in Heat 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Peter Short out early in this one, 46 laps down, done for the night, after an impressive performance in the second heat. But Richard Hines he's closed in on Johnny Thomas for the lead, and we're going to have a battle here between 83 and 87.
Like 87 got as close as you can to the wall. He's going to the Kyle Larson line.
And to the inside, but again, that's not a lot of grip in that middle groove there, and the 83 is going to power around. Johnny Thomas is going to take that spot and run away a little bit. About a half a second advantage, but here comes the 46 back down to the inside. Hanshaw looking, but again, can't quite beat him on corner exit down there.
Yeah, that's definitely what Johnny Thomas needed. That restart that he got, just was able to book it around the outside of Hanshaw and not look back so far.
So Hanshaw closing back in on Hines for that second spot. Here he goes to the inside again. Can he make it stick this time? 87's in the wall, and that's not quite going to be enough for Hanshaw to complete that pass. But he's going to keep trying. You see him hanging out way sideways on corner entry. And again, not quite setting it in deep enough, and now he's going to be under attack from the 18 to Paul Ross. And we got a yellow on the racetrack. And I believe it's the 48 of Nathan Velez. Contact with the 31. That Harley-Davidson 48, major damage to that truck. Let's see what happened here. And, oh, contact from the 56 just wrecked him. And contact from the 27 of David Wilson, and then the 31 of Skylar Nissel just goes in there and finishes him off. There's going to be some pretty significant damage to the 48. Not quite sure what was up with the 56.
I think it was not really malicious. I think it's more just because the way when you're throwing the cars into the corner, you're kind of prone just by a little tap in the left here is going to send the car around. I think the 56 just mistimed of where he was going to enter the corner and just slowed up too much, and he just got into him. So unfortunate, but doesn't seem like there's too much damage to the 48 of Nathan Velez, although he is coming down pit road, so I might be mistaken by that.
Yeah, not intentional, but I think you're going to have a hard time convincing Nathan Velez of that, as Tate Lytle is going to be able to continue in 8th, and Nathan Velez is going to have some pretty significant damage from that contact. So, let's reset it up front for you. We're on lap 56 of 100. We got the 1 to green, so Johnny Thomas, your leader, Richard Hines, Kyle Hanshaw, Paul Ross, and Eric Mickey, your top 5. Eric Mickey, every time we have a yellow, inching just a little bit closer to the lead.
Yeah, he's in 5th place now, and it seems Johnny Thomas is going to take the outside.
Didn't really know you could have lane choice here, but I guess we're going to do it. And Johnny Thomas is going to roll that outside lane. Probably a smart move. But you got to watch, I mean, if the 87's alongside, he will be able to truck it down to the inside and try to make a slide job on this initial start. So the pace truck is going to pull off, and we're going to see green flag fly again here at Eldora for the 5th time. 4 yellows so far, and the 87 did not get a very good start.
No, I think he missed time where the 83 was going to jump.
And Eric Mickey also didn't get a very good start. Already dropped 2 spots. Oh, the 87 is going to be out of control, and the 46 is going to go around. Oh, and contact from... Oh, that is... Who's that there? The 63.
I think he was just trying to brake not to hit someone, and
yeah.
hard to slid into him.
So, how quickly you can fall from grace. There's a replay. Yeah, the 87 got out of shape. The 46 got into the left rear quarter panel. He went for a ride. And then... Boom! Into the side, the 63, Mike Stevens. Damage shouldn't be too terrible.
I was just saying, unless it knocked out the rear axle.
Or the toe in the front. But everybody's still rolling for the most part, so... nobody involved in that incident is in the hits at this time. Mike Stevens even still out on track rolling behind these guys, but Mike Stevens is a lap down. So lap down trucks, Zach Trevino's in the 97's a lap down, Mike Stevens in the 63 a lap down, Nathan Velez 3 laps down in 18th. So working lap 60 up front, Johnny Thomas and Paul Ross. And through all that chaos, Eric Mickey dropped a couple spots on the restart, but is now moved his way into 4th after all that carnage.
And also, the 03's come out of almost nowhere. I didn't realize he was that close to the front. He's finding himself in 3rd place.
Yeah, so Wade Lear, involved in an incident early, is now running in 3rd place. And he's going to be in the catbird seat for these two battling on the start. Now remember, Paul Ross won the pole, so it definitely has some pace to compete with the 83 of Johnny Thomas. As you roll around for the final lap, this was our 5th yellow. So 5 cautions here. We're working lap 61 for the time being, so 39 laps to go when we get to the green flag. And the pace truck is going to pull back off. And for the 6th time here tonight, we're green at Eldora. A little bit cleaner restart that time, but Eric Mickey's going to run into 2nd and start closing in on the lead for that spot. You see the 56 truck kind of riding the cushion mid-pack there. And there is a cluster behind them. There's a 43, a Hackathorn, side by side with the 5 of Sam Close. And look who's coming, Michael Whitney in the 94. And 3 wide behind him, the 46 is beside the 27.
Yeah, Kyle Hanshaw is wasting no time trying to get back up to the front to see the 5 in the wall.
Yeah, Sam Close in the wall pretty heavily there, but as quickly as Kyle Hanshaw went backwards, he has moved his way back into 7th.
And also the 87 who dropped back after that last incident, so he's trying to also find his way back up to the front of the field.
And to the inside of Thomas Morris, he's going to go, and can't quite complete it that time. Again, Sam Close in the wall, using that right side heavily. And Richard Hines in the 87, going to send it back down to the inside of Morris. And here comes Close back around the outside, and they're hopefully... Yep. Oh, and we got another yellow on the racetrack, and I believe it's the 63 of Mike Stevens.
Yeah, it might have just been a self-spun.
See what happened to Mike Stevens here. Our 6th yellow gets into the wall pretty heavily here, and sends it a little bit too deep in the corner. Not a whole lot of grip, and a little bit of help from the 48 to finish him off. And Skyler Nissel barely missed that one. He has been involved in pretty much every wreck this evening, not of any doing of his own.
Yeah, we're seeing the trend of cautions breeding cautions.
So our 6th yellow here, working lap 66 now.
But I say we have had we have had 3 yellows in the last about 10 laps. So yeah, these guys, all trying to fight for that, fight for spots right now. Because laps are winding down, we're coming down to 30 to go. And you got some guys in the back, notably Kyle Hanshaw has moved up to
6th place.
6th or 7th, I think.
Oh, or 4th? Or 5th? The timing is jumping him around a little bit, not exactly sure
I saw him move up on the racetrack. What's happening?
Sure, really where he belongs here. I don't think he knows either.
Okay, I believe he should be in 7th place.
There we go.
He's moved up to 7th place.
Yep, 7th place. So Kyle Henshaw, I mean, again, as I said before, as quickly as he went back, he's found his way forward, although he's moving to the outside lane now. So, not really sure if he thinks he's supposed to be up there or what. A little bit of confusion here. You can see drivers trying to figure out where they belong. Johnny Thomas knows where he belongs, and that is out front.
Yeah, well, you've seen from the last 3 people that have started on that inside line, they've gotten pretty bad restart. I think just mistiming of where the green flag is going to fly. So we'll see if Eric Mickey has a better shot at trying to get a start, and if he can hold up Johnny Thomas on the outside.
So this is as high as we've seen Eric Mickey this evening, and a much better restart than the last guy, but he's still going to lose a spot to Wade Lear in the 0-3. Oh, we got one around. It's the 46 car again, Finian. Oh, this is a terrible crash. The 97 truck going to fly over the top of Sam Close in the 5, and that was a much bigger wreck than I was expecting it to be. But the 46 involved again, just two sideways, gets tagged by the 94, and just stacks up the whole field. You see the 5 car here, and then watch the 97. It's clobbered from the 31 of Nissel and over the top of Sam Close in the 5. Let's go back and get another view. How about from Skylar Nissel's onboard, if we could. So Nissel, again, trying to avoid it. There's just too many trucks in too many places. And whoop, we're going to send... going to send the 97 to Zach Trevino over the top of Sam Close. So pretty messed up 31 truck. Again, he's been involved in pretty much every wreck this evening.
Yeah, and it seems like that's going to be it for him. And he's going to probably keep it in the pits for a while, trying to fix some damages. We can also see the 46 coming into the pits, and that's really unfortunate considering how well we've seen him run today.
Not sure. He's not a lap down just yet, but I think he will lose a lap shortly as the leaders work their way through turn 4. So last time by was 30 to go. We're going to be 29 to go here, and we get the 1 to green symbol. And the 46 truck, is he out of the pits? No, he's not. So he's going to go down a lap. So an unfortunate end of the chances for Kyle Hanshaw's victory, who kind of went back to the front and back again, and gets clobbered in a late race 7th caution on lap 72. We're going to get these guys back racing again. And now we have 11 trucks on the lead lap. 12th through 18th are 1 or more laps down. And the 83 and the 03 are going to be side by side. Johnny Thomas, Wade Lear, Matt Hackathorn, as high as we've seen him today, in 3rd position. And Eric Mickey alongside him as well. So on the restart.
Matt Hackathorn, who got a great start in 4th, he just hit the wall on the backstretch. It seems like Eric Mickey's going to try to take advantage.
Mickey jumped the cushion a little bit and got the truck into the wall, but no harm, no foul. He's going to be defending from the 03 of Wade Lear. Oh, that 87 is way sideways. Richard Hines behind this group. And here's the 27 of Thomas Morris battling with Todd Smith, who's been kind of mired in the 8th to 10th area for most of the race. They're going to go 3 wide here on corner exit. That's not going to work. And Tate Lytle also trying to work his way up in 10th, but significant damage to the nose of that truck. And he's going to be drifting it again. He drives it more sideways than anybody else out there. Oh, the 1 truck also hanging it out loose, but the 56 is going to move up to 8th, going to grab 2 spots in that corner.
After ramping that cushion, he just used it to its full ability to gain a spot.
And yellow's out again, and that time it's going to be... Is it Hanshaw again? See, I'm not sure if he was returning from the pits or what. But that's the only truck that we can see immediately that was slow. Let's just jump back and see if we can find out. Wonder, if he stopped there, if it triggered the yellow. Not sure. That's about all we can tell from our angle.
Yeah, I think that might have probably accidentally triggered it.
So we can't quite find the cause of the yellow if that wasn't it, but Johnny Thomas is going to maintain the lead. We're working caution number 8 now on lap 78. And this race is almost over, and anyone from 10th on back, there's only one driver behind 10th that is on the lead lap. So I think everyone's still got a shot at it here, but you're going to have to start making your way forward if you're anywhere farther than maybe 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, definitely going to try to have to move some people out of the way. To try to see if you can gain some positions, because the laps are definitely running out. 20 laps is not that long here.
So the Chevrolet Silverado pace truck's going to lead these guys around. A lot of caution laps this evening, but I think we expected that with so many trucks on track. and a lot of bumping and banging. This was bound to happen, but pretty good racing once they got going green. There was a pretty good run earlier in the race, around lap 20 or so, that we were really rolling for a while. So Johnny Thomas leading, Matt Hackathorn to his inside.
Yeah, we see a different car on that second place on the inside every single caution.
I think these guys have this set up so that they have the leader on the right. I think they have that set up because third place is Wade Lear and he's on the outside lane. So I think they have it set up that way. So on the restart, green flag here again at Eldora, and Wade Lear's going to follow the 83 to the green, and Hackathorn's going to lose that spot as we've seen anyone start on the inside go. And oh, the 56 into the wall with Mickey behind him, but I think they're going to get out okay. Oh, man, that 18 is riding the wall hard.
He hits Eric Mickey in the 6 a bit.
And Mickey's going to try to drive out of it. There's Tate Lytle in the 56. He's kind of come out of nowhere. Had a little bit of a trouble earlier in the race. And the 87 of Richard Hines also throwing himself into the mix. This is just a gaggle of trucks, Vinny, and this is where the cautions breed cautions really comes through. You can see all the cushion riding going on. The 44 is going to go around, and around goes Matt Hackathorn. And the caution is out once more. Alright, get another view of that. And this is probably pretty much expected here, and all these trucks sliding around. This is pretty much what you'd expect. Trucks at Eldora, hard to control. On corner exit, and tap from the 56 of Tate Lytle. So that's not the first truck to go off the nose of Lytle in this race. And that'll probably be a slap on the wrist. First time's an accident, second time is you got to start watching where you're placing your truck. But 56 of Lytle's probably not making too many friends this evening. And you can tell by the nose of that truck that he's been up the spoiler of several trucks this evening. I believe the other truck he went into earlier, can't remember who he took out. Nathan Velez in the 48. So, be interested to see what the officials think about that move later this evening. But Johnny Thomas in the 83, still leading, has been out front for most of it, with the exception of Paul Ross, who has tried to get his lead back a few times after he started on pole. So when we restart here, it should be 15 to go, and now it's down to crunch time, and you really got to start throwing those slide jobs. And I think the way we've been going, Finian, I think we're going to probably see a couple more.
Yeah, I was going to say, these guys are really, really just trying to go after every inch that they can. So, yeah, hopefully we can run the rest of this under green, and these guys can try to keep it clean, but with $10 are on the line. There's money on the line, and these
guys want the dash for cash.
Yeah, so these guys definitely want this. So we're definitely probably going to see a bunch of beating and banging.
All right, the pace truck, is he going to pull off this time? No.
I believe the caution got extended.
Extended? Yeah, well, that's why the caution came back up. We're a little bit confused there. So, a one-lap caution extension, so we'll be 14 to go when they come around again. All right, let's run back through Tate Lytle off the racetrack, Finian.
Yeah, I don't know if he...
I don't know if that was removal or if that was... we'll have to check in with that story later. But let's get focused back on the field as we roll around here. Pace truck should be pulling off this time by. And it does. And the green flag's going to fly here again at Eldora. 14 laps to go, and Johnny Thomas is going to jump out to the lead again. And Eric Mickey going to try to chase him down. This is as high as we've seen him run, so hopefully he can close in on that 83 and try to make a move. And he's going to be running out of laps to do it, so he's got to get up on that wheel and start rotating that truck through these corners. You see that middle line pretty worn out. And that's where the 83 is running, so hopefully Mickey can just dive to the bottom here and try to take advantage of the 83 is going to slide wide. But Mickey can't get that run off the corner.
Yeah, really, Mickey's going to have to get a really good entry into the corner so he can just, as we've been talking about, just sending it completely into the bottom of the corner to try to get and beat him off the run, but he's going to have to work his way back up after he lost some position.
This is the battle for the win. 83, Johnny Thomas, Eric Mickey, Wade Lear, and Paul Ross is still hanging in there, waiting for these guys to wreck each other, but hopefully that won't happen. See Eric Mickey running to the outside, jump the cushion a little bit, you see sparks flying, he's going to spin, but hold on to it. A great save by the 6 of Eric Mickey, but here comes 0-3 of Wade Lear to the outside. And there's the 18, your pole sitter, Paul Ross. Wade Lear making space. Going to do the crossover down the back straightaway, but he is just out of control.
I was wondering if he was trying to do that crossover on purpose.
Mickey bouncing the truck off the wall again, and here comes the 18 around the outside of Wade Lear, and the 27 of Thomas Morris throwing his hand into the battle here late in this one, and as well as Richard Hines in that blue and gold truck.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of the 27. He's trying to show what he's got late in this running. And he's going to get around the 03, and he's going to take 4th place.
The 18 riding the wall, you see the sparks, you see the dirt flying. 10 laps to go here at Eldora, 3 wide off turn 4. And who's loving this right now? That's Johnny Thomas.
I saw Cargo around the back.
And we've got a caution, and it's Richard Hines in the 87.
Yeah, I believe he did have some help here.
See exactly what happened. Oh, he went in really deep, and one truck got into him. I don't know if you could really blame that on Todd Smith in the 1.
I think, okay, I thought those guys had gone around, but,
I don't know. As I was saying, Finney, I don't think you can really blame Todd for that. The 87 got in there a little bit too hot and kind of slid across the nose of the 1. So if I was... who was that spun out there? Richard Hines. I don't know if I'd be too upset with the 1. Hopefully they can make up that from that little incident there. But 7 laps to go now. And when we restart, we're just going to have a few laps until the finish. And Johnny Thomas is loving that. But Eric Mickey is going to have one more shot to make an attack on the 83.
Yeah, I definitely think Paul Ross is going to be sitting in the catbird seat starting on the outside line in 2nd. And we've seen that's probably the best place that guy who gotten the start. So if Paul can get a great start there and try to put a pass on the inside or the outside of Johnny Thomas, he might be ending up. He might sit up in victory lane.
So we have the 1 to green symbol here, so we will take the green flag with 5 laps to go.
And I believe if the caution comes on now, depending where, this might be the last restart.
That should be the last restart. Unless they immediately get a yellow, then I think it's possible that we could get one more, but probably not. And we're going to have 10 drivers on the lead lap in contention, $10 on the line, the dash for cash. 5 laps to go when we get to the line here at Eldora. A 100-lap feature race. Sunday night trucks in. Green flag back in the air. 5 to go. And Mickey did not get a fantastic start, but he should be able to hold on to that 2nd spot. Contact in the 27 of Morris. Well, there's 4 wide, 4 trucks side by side. Todd Smith's in the middle of it, and Todd Smith is going to get hooked. And there's just trucks on top of trucks on top of trucks. Sparks flying, fenders denting, sparks again in the air.
And this car is trucks everywhere, and Mickey's going to try to go on the inside of Thomas Morris.
Yeah, Thomas Morris is going to get that run on the outside, though, and Mickey's going to lose several spots. See a 94 climbing the wall, and he slid in front of the 44 of Hackathorn. 87's just scraping that right side along that wall. It's very physical around here at Eldora. And 3 laps to go. Johnny Thomas out front 7/10 of a second, while the 87 just sent it for a slide. And Eric Mickey sliding backwards now, but for 2nd we have a battle. Thomas Morris and Paul Ross in the 18. Can Ross get around him? I think it's over for the lead. I mean, a 2nd gap is a little bit too much to overcome now. With the battle for and cautions out. And that's going to be the 94 of Michael Whitley going around in 10th. And Johnny Thomas is going to roll around, and that will complete this race. The white flag is out. We are under yellow. And Johnny Thomas, pretty flawless race. Not a lot of damage to that truck, if at all.
Yeah, no, that thing looks really clean. Looks just as it came off the hauler.
And I think best part of all is that he's not going to have any angry people at him.
Yeah.
So the race is over here. Johnny Thomas is going to take the victory here at Eldora, round 6 of the 2018 season. Thomas Morris, well, let's focus on him for a second. I mean, what an incredible finish for him. Started 23rd.
Yeah, he might have been one of probably the last people to start this race. So he came literally from the back and just shy of getting the win.
So Thomas Morris, an incredible race for him. Paul Ross finishes 3rd, Eric Mickey 4th, and Wade Lear 5th. All the rest of your finishers you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. And we'll see if more or Johnny Thomas. Oh, we can see a little bit of maybe disagreements here.
I would hope that's a celebratory thing, but
Yeah, well, I remember a couple of these guys got in trouble for celebrating post-race when they weren't supposed to be. So hopefully they learned from their mistakes there. But Johnny Thomas celebrating here at Eldora. Going to do the Polish victory lap in reverse here.
I don't think I've ever seen that on a dirt track in Poland.
Yeah, hey. Kurt Busch would be proud, and who's the driver that's famous for that? That's the guy, Alan Kowicki. So a cool tribute, and hopefully that doesn't matter in tech too much. I don't think anybody's going to pass tech with all the fenders all bent up anyway, so... Johnny Thomas said dominating race, though. I don't think anybody really even got close once he got out front.
No, yeah, he was just able to nail his restarts lap after lap, so...
Right on board with the donuts for the 83 of Thomas, and he's going to pull it in pit lane. Victorious here at Eldora. Wow, Finian didn't really have a whole lot of time to catch her breath, even with the yellows. The action was quick and fast-paced here. The yellows didn't really give us a whole lot of time to breathe. But again, you can see your finishing order on the left-hand side of your screen there, Finian. What a race.
Yeah, great job by all these guys. Put on a great show. Fantastic racing, especially at the end there. These guys are 4 wide.
4 wide. A little bit of a bloodbath. A lot of yellows. I think we were up to 9 or 10 by the end there. But I think that we came into that expecting that. Dirt will claim lives, and it has tonight. We will follow up with the story of Tate Lytle. We're not exactly what sure happened there. I imagine potential removal, or maybe he had to go for an emergency. We'll have to see. We're going to jump to break real quick. We'll be a couple minutes, probably 3 to 5 minutes, and we'll set up and get you your post-race interviews. We'll be right back from Sim TV. Here we are. Welcome back to Eldora. We're here with your race winner, Johnny Thomas, and then driver of the number 83. Johnny, you were dominant out front there. Your truck didn't have a scratch on it. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, what did it take to keep your truck up there and out of the carnage that was out there this evening?
Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate it. It's really fun to get back in victory lane. It's been a long time since I won a points race, so I'm pumped up. But starting 10th, I didn't have a good qualifying effort. I wasn't really prepared for that green track, but worked my way up through there. And I wasn't. I knew there was going to be guys up there that were faster or just as fast as me. I know Hanshaw had a really fast car, but I thought the key to winning this race was restarts. You had to get a good restart, and you had to restart on that top lane. That bottom lane, if that second place guy on the high side got a good start, then you were trapped in the bottom, or you're going to get sent to third or fourth. So restarts were a big key.
I was going to say turn up this.
It's a tough track. Them last 30 laps, last 20 laps, the track was shot. So and restarts were killing me. I was slow in the starts, but luckily those guys behind me were battling out pretty good, and I'm hearing. I mean, this is probably the biggest one. I won Talladega like 3 years ago. I don't win. I win too many races, and winning here, Eldora, it's cool. I'm from Ohio. It's my local. I guess it's my local track. It's 4 hours away. I go here every year for the truck race, and it's just it's awesome. Awesome to be back in victory lane.
Awesome. Well, thanks for talking to us, Johnny, and good luck in the next round. You did a great job tonight.
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks you guys for jumping on here and broadcasting SYM. And all my teammates, man, Wade, Tate, Richard, Hanshaw. Hanshaw made this cool little paint scheme, this muddy paint scheme, and it really turned out good. And I'm glad I took it to victory lane.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the compliments. Thanks, Johnny. Have a good night.
Thanks, Kyle.
Tommy Morris. All right, now we're talking with your second place finisher, driver number 27, Thomas Morris. Thomas, you had quite the race there. Coming from all the way back from, I believe, 23rd was the starting position for you, and you moved all the way up to P2. So first of all, congratulations on that. Second of all, what did it take to climb through that field with all that carnage?
I've got to tell you, this was one of the weirdest ones because during the heat races, I was slow, just couldn't hold on to the truck at all, and then we got in the race and. The rhythm was there, but the short runs kind of helped with that one. But just missing the wrecks. I think I missed the 03 one time. It had to be inches when he was stopping the track, so that was lucky. And this catching a break there at the end, I was so down on power, I had to run in third gear in the truck just to keep it going. If I shifted to fourth, they couldn't even get out of the corner. So it was entertaining. I can't believe we got to the outside of Eric there at the end. I figured I was going to have to settle for third, but he left me the hole, so I stuck it in there.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about you climbing through the field, especially with a damaged truck. I want to know, was it more like dodging cannonballs out there, or were you just trying to be methodical and work your way up one truck at a time?
Well, I mean, you wanted to pass people, but it's not like an asphalt oval. You couldn't just turn left and cut underneath them and make the power move. It was more of you could make the slide job, but you wanted to make sure you didn't just punt him in the wall when he came up. So mostly I just waited for either the mistakes to happen or you missed the wrecks. I mean, that was a big key. I think I missed 2 or 3 big wrecks, or even just a couple checkups where guys were checking up when they hit the wall. So if you timed it just right, you could slide right by them, and that was pretty pivotal. And then the outside lane, that was huge at the end. Getting to start out there, you could just hammer down and go.
All right, Thomas. Well, congratulations on that second place finish, and good luck in the next round.
Yeah, appreciate you guys covering the broadcast here tonight. I'm sure it was quite eventful for you guys too.
Yeah, quite a lot going on up here in the broadcast booth tonight. Thanks for talking to us, Thomas. Have a good night.
Yep, see you guys next week.
All right, Paul Ross, driver number 18. You started on pole this evening. How was that driving through the field a couple times? You got back a little bit early in the race and ended up coming back up for a third place finish.
It really seemed like if you restarted on the outside, you were almost guaranteed to gain 1 or 2 spots back. And pretty much it seemed like every restart, I was restarting on the inside, and I'd lose, usually 2 spots, so I'd get stuck on the inside again. And then once I could get back to about 6th place on the outside, I could get up to either second or third, and then another caution would come out. So it was towards the end of that race, it was pretty narrow up top. It was real tough to try keeping the right rear out of the wall, because as soon as you hit it with your right rear, it would suck the nose back into it.
Yeah, so tell me about that a little bit. We saw the track wearing out. That center groove got a little bit slick, and some drivers were trying to run the bottom, and some were trying to run the top. Was that middle groove, that become kind of unusable later in the race, or what was the track like towards the end of the event?
The bottom seemed like it had fairly good grip. The half a car width away from the wall had really good grip, and that center lane was just like hitting ice or something like that. There was just, you couldn't get any power down, and as soon as you tried to, the back end would start sliding out further on you, and the more sideways you are, the less momentum you have coming off the corners. So it where it darkened up a lot, it was pretty much useless.
Well, you managed to come home with a P3 finish. Not a bad result for you, so congratulations on that, and good luck in the next round, man.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, Paul.
Yep, have a good night, you guys.
All right, and that's going to conclude our interviews for the evening. So we got a couple fresh hot takes there. We were hoping we could grab a couple other drivers, especially the 56 at Tate Lytle. But again, we want to just double check, and we checked with the admins, and he was removed. There is a 2-wreck limit. Actually, we forgot to mention that we were told you cause 2 wrecks, you're out, and that was what happened with Tate Lytle there. The first one arguably could have, might not have been able to avoid, but the second one definitely was avoidable. So Tate Lytle taken out of a battle, running 4th when he got removed. So unfortunate for that. I'm also aware that maybe the interviews were a little bit quiet, so we're going to work on that TeamSpeak for the next round. A little bit tricky because we're used to using Discord, so we're hopefully we can get those volumes adjusted. Always a work in progress here at SimTV, but this race, wow, what a battle. A lot of yellows, a lot of carnage, but Johnny Thomas comes out on top in the 83. Check the website for point standings and check the video in just a few minutes. I'll have the race start times and the heat start times in the comments below. Thank you very much for being on board with us for our first dirt event here on SimTV. We got a couple more of these later on in the season. Knoxville's coming up in a couple weeks. So we're really excited for this next one, and hopefully some actual heat racing involved as well. But from SimTV, I'm Kyle Heyer here with Finney and Takuna. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the ISDC IndyCar Series from Indianapolis Motor Speedway's road course. Thank you very much. Have a great night.